Hello, sports fans. Philip Diana here with KCR College Radio, the sound of San Diego State, bringing you an all-new episode of Beyond the Uniform, where we will be catching up with our SDSU athletes and their stories. Today I caught up with Wyatt Hendrie, a senior catcher for the Aztecs who went from having 0 offers out of high school to getting drafted by the Chicago Cubs in 2019 to becoming the starting catcher for San Diego State. What made you choose baseball growing up, and what do you hope to accomplish in the sport?
Oh man, my dad played it when he was a kid, so he kind of introduced me really young. I think I started around 4, maybe 5 years old. I tried other sports, didn't like them near as much as baseball, and really just fell in love with it at a young age. And on the end of what I want to accomplish, I'll go as long as this game can take me. I set goals early on, and I reached those goals, but realized I wasn't fulfilled by those goals. So I'm not really big on goal setting, and we'll kind of see where it ends up.
And so growing up, did you have a favorite team or a player?
My favorite player was Jason Varitek of the Red Sox. So based off that, I loved the Red Sox my whole life and loved watching them growing up. I've never been able to go to their field or anything, but I really liked watching him growing up. He's my favorite catcher. I loved the way he led on and off the field, the kind of man he was. And so I kind of picked little things from him and tried to, shape myself around that, and kind of like watching any catcher I can now. My favorite at the moment is Will Smith, so go Dodgers.
You mentioned Varitek there, led the Red Sox in 2004 and 2007. The catcher is like the leader on the field, and you're a catcher, you're the guy leading the team. That's I feel like the most important position. That's a good person to model your game after.
Oh yeah. I mean, just the way he went about his business. He might have not been the best, statistical player, but I feel like that's all that really matters is, how do you pick up the guy next to you instead of, solely focusing on yourself.
Right. They're like the next coach. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure you've seen the movie Major League where, the catcher all of a sudden becomes the head coach of the team. They're like the general on the field right there. So it's an important position. And
oh
yeah, that's every baseball team's success usually starts with a good catcher. How have you been staying focused during these uncertain times? And what was your quarantine experience like? Did you have access to a cage, a gym, a field? Like, how did that go for you?
Oh man, my quarantine experience was a little interesting. I was, happy to go home, but in time it sucked that our season got taken from us. So I was sad on that end, but I have a really good network back home, so I was able to, reach out to a few of my hometown buddies, and we kind of spent the whole quarantine in a little house garage. It was a little barn, lifting with 4 or 5 of my good hometown buddies. We kind of got after it a lot, and I have a cage at my house. My parents gave me every opportunity to succeed in the game, so I was really lucky to have a cage to hit at every day, and also I had a machine, so I really had all the tools, and I kind of just enjoyed it day by day, pick out the little things to get better at, and got to play in the San Diego League, which was also kind of a blessing with this uncertain time. So I got really lucky. Every day was a day to get better, and feel like I took full advantage of it.
Was there a particular skill set that you feel like you improved on the most during from the time the shutdown happened until now? Like, is there something that you can 100% say like, oh, I'm way better at this than I was back in March?
Physically, I worked a lot on my swing, trying to, simplify it. But honestly, the mental part of my game, I feel like this quarantine was so mental for a lot of us. We use athletics and baseball. I use it as an escape, and just on the mental aspect of it, got dialed in, was able to learn in different areas, kind of pick different things that, I want to bring to the field next year, and really was able to sit down and break down every mental aspect of the game and how to make myself a more clear head while I'm on the field.
Right. I mean, any way you can improve. I mean, it was kind of like a blessing right there, having all that time to improve. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like you took full advantage of that, and you're not missing a step, and you're ready to go for this year.
Oh yeah, I feel more prepared now than I have in a long time because got to focus a lot on selfishly on myself. So, it's I'm ready to go.
Oh, I'm sure we're excited to see you out there this year. And with all this uncertainty going on, we talked about all this, these crazy times that we're in. Let's go into a topic that you were certain about, which was transferring to San Diego State from Antelope Valley College last year, 2019. Tell us about that decision and the transition from a junior college to a Division One. How did that go for you?
Man, it was a blessing for sure. Out of high school, I had absolutely no offers at all. Wasn't even a catcher out of high school. And so I went into JUCO, just decided, if this is going to be my last go around, let's have some fun with it. And ended up being an absolutely fantastic time. But the transition to here to San Diego State couldn't have been better. I absolutely love the coaches here. They were definitely the right fit. They cared about me, not only on the field, but off the field and academics and all that. So it really made my life easy. And once I got here, it was just hitting the ground running. What can I do next to get better? What can I do on the field to get better as a baseball player? But what can I do better off the field to be a better person, just in case baseball doesn't work out for me? So it was a real easy transition, and I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah, that's crazy, going all the way JUCO to D1. Like, that's a big step forward. But and that actually leads me into my next question, which is, you mentioned you didn't get any offers out of high school, but yet after your first year at Antelope Valley, you were drafted in the 10th round by the Chicago Cubs in the 2019 first year player draft. What was that like for you, and what made you want to continue school rather than taking the opportunity to go to the MLB?
That was an absolute whirlwind for me. It was a dream of mine growing up, as it is a lot of us, just to get that opportunity. And I'm honestly so thankful for it. But, I sat down and just thought, I'm really new to catching. I have a lot to learn. I thought, if I'm going to best put myself in position to succeed when I get into the minor leagues, I'm a little too unexperienced. I don't know how to say that exactly, but I felt like I had so much to learn, and I felt like the guys here at SDSU could help me, gain more experience than I previously had. So that's kind of why I decided to continue with schooling instead of go professional.
Right. I mean, the great reasons right there. I totally understand what you just said. Wanting to learn, because MLB, it's a very cutthroat business, and I mean, that's smart of you to be able to realize and recognize that I'm new at the position. Let me go in, let me develop a little bit, and now you're going to be even better. If you decide to apply for the draft this year.
Hey, we'll see. That's in God's hands, so we'll see what happens on that one.
Right. And academic wise, as an interdisciplinary studies major, what are some career options that interest you, and what made you choose that major?
I honestly don't know what made me choose that major. I think it was just because it was such a good aspect on all three. I picked business, economics, and communications, and what I want to do after baseball is the fire department. So I felt like, they need a little bit of business background, as well as they have to know how to talk to people. If you don't know how to talk to people, you can't succeed at that job. So I felt like going into that major, I could get best of both worlds, and I also get to study Spanish too. So that way, hopefully, I can be able to communicate a little bit with people from everywhere and kind of see where it takes me.
Who is the most inspirational person in your life, or people?
Easily, I'd say it's my parents, both of them. They've been behind me since day one. They're both of their work ethics are absolutely insane, and I feel like I wouldn't be the man I am today without both of them, pushing me and giving me the support I've had. It's really, feel so blessed to have them in my corner, and just to see the face that they put on every day, no matter the circumstance that we were ever in. They gave me the best life possible to succeed, and I can't thank them enough. So I look up to both of them in so many different ways. I can't even, we don't have enough time to talk about that. So,
Is there any type of advice or encouragement that you would tell your younger self?
I'd probably tell my younger self, enjoy the moment that you're currently in. I like to plan. I'm a planner, and if I could go back, I would tell myself, relax and enjoy the moment. Don't worry about what happen 4, 5, 6, 7 years down the road. You can't predict it. You don't know what's gonna happen. Head down, work, use the moment. Grind with people the moment, and just enjoy life present and work on yourself present, and don't worry too much about what you will be or what you're gonna become, because nobody can predict that, no matter how hard you work.
Yes, very true. And about the state of this upcoming season, we talked about it earlier, but what goals have you and the team set for yourselves, and how do you plan to accomplish these?
We always have one goal. That's Omaha. So we all are extremely confident going into this year. A lot of things are pushing against a lot of college baseball players, but we're all certain, that we have what it takes. Our team is so talented this year. So we're all excited to get out there, and our one goal is strictly Omaha, but to get there, we got to do it one day at a time. So the end goal is that, but every day we just want to go out, have fun, because we all know now how fast the game can be taken from us. So just have fun pretty much, and hopefully Omaha.
That's the best goal right there. And I could see the Aztecs very
Absolutely.
well accomplishing that. You guys are a very good team, very quality team. Had a good start last year. Unfortunately, got ended a bit early. But you guys are coming out with a vengeance this year. You got some returners coming back, some new freshmen coming in. So, the odds are in your favor now, right?
Absolutely. I'd say so. We got this.
Hey, you do. 100% confidence right here. And I can tell from you, you're confident as well. We'll see how that turns out, right? Come June, Aztecs College World Series right here. Heard it here first.
Absolutely.
And for the coaching staff, has the coaching staff, how have they been keeping you guys together, and through all this uncertainty, what have they been doing to kind of bring the team together or keep you guys on the same page?
They've just honestly been trying to let us know that every moment means something, because our time's so short this fall. So they've just been trying to tell us, every moment matters. Get your work in however you can. Be safe. But they've just been, pushing home this year more than any. You got to do your work on your own, and if you're not doing your work on your own, you're just not gonna succeed this year. So they've just been trying to push us in the right direction, and giving us any direction they can with the COVID protocols and all that. So they've really just been, giving us, hey, we need you to do this, be accountable to yourself, and good things will happen.
Good advice right there. And the last question I have for you today is actually every baseball player out there has a superstition. And I just want to know, was there any significance to do you have any superstitions, or is there significance to wearing number 3?
No, not too much. I wear number 3 because Jason Varitek was number 33, and I just cut 1 3 off, to be myself. But a superstition before the game, I always pray, because the game's not in my hand at that point. So that's one little superstition I have. But other than that, no, I'm not really. Just kind of go out, do what I prepared to do, and however it works out, it works out. Whether that's in my favor or it's not, doesn't really matter.
Love it. That's the way you got to go about yourself as a baseball player, right? Always be ritualistic, go out there and keep working hard. Do you have anything you want to add for the people that will be watching this?
Just be ready. It's going to be fun to watch us this year. I'm watching our pitching staff develop and our team develop as a whole, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to be a great year for Aztec baseball, I think. And I can't tell you how stoked I am to get out on the field this year, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, really.
Yes, 100%. We're excited to see you all on the field as well and get back out there, get back to work. Thank you very much for your time today, Wyatt. I really appreciate it. Best of luck to you and the team this season. Keep working and go Aztecs.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.